Hello and welcome back to part 3 of the cell interior creation video for the Skyrim Creation Kit Bootcamp tutorial series. This section covers the lighting and directional ambient tabs. The lighting tab allows you to select a predefined lighting template from a drop-down list, and then you can tweak it further. Selecting a template automatically inherits the properties of that template. For example, if you select AlikrBaseLightingTemplate, you'll notice that all of the color options are grayed out. This means that they are automatically inherited from the AlikrBaseLightingTemplate. You can override that inheritance by unchecking that part of the light. If you uncheck Ambient Color, this releases the Ambient Color box and lets you tweak it. It does not change the AlikrBaseLightingTemplate scheme itself, it just lets you override that particular setting for this specific cell. You can always check the box again and return it to the default settings. Ambient light is used for reflection of ambient effects in a cell such as light motes and sunbeams. It has no impact on the actual lighting. Fog light has several options beyond color. To demonstrate the differences in these settings, I've made a little graphic where the player is the blue dot in the center of a green field. The near value is the number of units before fog shows up. The far value is the distance when fog will be at its maximum. POW is the power of the fog intensity. This is a number between 0 and 1. The lower the value, the quicker the fog will show up. It modifies the near and far values. Max is the maximum amount that the fog color will be visible. A value of 1 is 100%. A value of 0 is invisible. Typical light fog is set to 0.2 to 0.4. Moderate fog is set to 0.5 to 0.6. And dense fog is 0.7 to 0.8. Anything over 0.8 is extremely dense and may look flat or otherwise unappealing on different systems. The clip dist, or clip distance defines how many units away geometry will be kept in the scene. If the asset reaches a distance outside this radius, it will disappear. If you have a problem with objects flickering in and out of your scene, set this to a much higher number. The clip distance should be equal to or greater than your far distance. Light fade distances show when omni-lights start to fade out and fade out completely. It does not affect shadow casting lights. In the graphic, the player is the blue dot in the center. The fog extends to 550 units away from the player, as we set in our lighting template tab. The fog extends until 6,000 units away from the player. The clip distance begins at 6,000 units, so any landscape or objects that are 6,000 or greater units away from the player will be invisible. However, any of these objects would be obscured by the maximum intensity of the fog. The fog will reach its maximum intensity a little before the far plane, as modified by the power and maximum values. The directional setting allows you to simulate reflected light. It is properly set using the Directional Ambient Lighting tab. The settings within the Lighting tab are more subtle. The Directional Ambient Lighting tab is only available if you select None as your lighting template. This is because it inherits its information directly from the template. Rotation is the angle of the directional light as it enters the scene, and the fade is the brightness of that light. This can be used to simulate a powerful light source such as the sun from a window or a large fire in the distance. Checking the Show Sky is a useful feature for lighting. For some interiors, you may want the skybox to show up even though you're not technically in an exterior cell. For example, looking out the window or seeing the sky from a hole in the ceiling in a cave. Select Show Sky and pick a region from the drop-down menu. You can pick a predefined region or you can create your own region. By selecting a region, you can also check Use Sky Lighting. This overrides all of your lighting template tweaks, even if you have tweaked them yourself. You can only adjust the far, power, max, and clipping distances, as well as the light fade distances for the region sky data. The next video will discuss the Interior Data tab.